Varadaraju.
First thing that comes to my mind about Anita.
She was always so much fun and just so sweet.
I am Anita Varadaraju, and my work is all about deconstruction, and it's inspired by every architecture that I see in different cities.
Her father was an engineer. She grew up playing on the floor, whatever, seeing blueprints, seeing these things.
Well, I think the definition of abstract art is you have two-dimensional art, three-dimensional art, and then you go into the dimension of abstract, where you get an object and deconstruct it. Well, I think that's definitely like the crux. That is the essence of Anita's work.
She finds beauty in like deconstructing a city skyscape and turning it into an amazing piece of art.
My name is Anita Varadaraju, and I'm a 2012 Escapist.
She applied really early.
Well, I have a habit, if I get something in my head, it has to get done as soon as possible or I'll explode.
We put the downloadable application up on escapistprogram.com, and it's there for the entire year, and you just have to have it postmarked by December 31st to mail in.
I asked other people about the program, people who've been in there, and I figured, well, if in my mind, I'd already made up my mind to send the application out. So I was like, what am I waiting for?
Well, we get hers in September. You know, she's ready to be an escapist.
To believe in myself, to have the confidence to know that whatever I do with my whole heart is correct.
But I would go to her studio, and she would have bottled water, she would have these great pretzels, and she would have hummus, my favorite thing.
Having that confidence, saying, yes, I am doing this right.
Is one of the escapists from 2012 that has done very well to stay in touch with us, and because I'll go to lunch or do anything with any of these artists, I just need to know they want to do something with me, and I'm ready.
You know, I am giving it my soul, so it means something to me, and that's the belief that he wants me to spread to other people.
She recently got a contract to be represented at a gallery in Miami. She wanted Ryan to look at the contract and for us to look at everything for her, but it's such an important part to stay connected to us after the year's over.
She's probably 19 now.
Leigh Armstrong. Well, I think I knew her parents before I ever knew her.
Her pieces are museum quality pieces of art.
Leigh Armstrong. My work is inspired by absence, and I like to work with emotion and concept, and a lot of photography.
This person has got real skills with writing. It was one of the most impressive essays I've ever seen in the history of all these applications.
My full name is Leigh Armstrong, and I participated in 2012.
She actually formed it as a letter to John.
I applied at age 18 and felt very confident.
Was blatant about her age, but proud of her talent, and said that if you let me in, I will not disappoint you.
She also got a scholarship for the Art Institute of Chicago of almost six-figure.
She discussed how she had been accepted early to the Art Institute of Chicago, and she had won quite possibly the largest or one of the largest scholarships. I read this and I just thought, this is the first time in all these years of the program, I was like, we have got to fact check this.
I'm from Houston, but I'm currently studying in Chicago.
In Chicago?
Yes.
That's where I'm from.
Love it.
I was like, you know, what if she's just making this up? You know, I mean, our tendency, of course, is to believe her, but this accomplishment is so major, extraordinary.
I just love him. You know, how can you not love him?
So I call her and I make it out. I mean, I'm not going to tell her what's going through my mind, but I just like, you know, as is customary with our application process, I just have to do a little background.
He's so funny and loud and perfect, and I actually wrote a book about him called The Oddities of John Ross Palmer.
Would you be able to fax me a copy of your acceptance letter and your scholarship award? Monday, her dad, I think it's from her dad's office, he faxes it in, and I'm like, well, there, it's verified. I mean, that's it.
And it's going to be a hit, that's all I'm saying.
Can I tell you like a short story?
I wish I had Ryan full-time.
I would describe as enthusiastic.
One of my best friends in the world.
Helpful, direct, to the point, and was a wealth of knowledge, really.
The day that we had the show, Ryan Lindsay was running around that morning telling everyone what to do in these like short shorts and this like little tank top, and that day I like felt so much more love for him.
I can see how Ryan is a guard for John.
I've known Ryan for so long. We have a relationship that is very deep and profound.
He's so funny and so serious.
I learned from him to be professional. I learned from him to learn the business side of things.
The business side of being an artist is really where and I'm probably not alone in this, sort of flounder a bit.
I can see how much Ryan takes from the world and only passes on the good stuff to John. I can see what he does for John.
Made me feel like I could do anything as much as John on the creative side.
I'm very serious too, so I always just liked him.
Loving and non-judgmental, which is the most beautiful kind of love. It's unconditional.
He's just a wonderful person.
And I want Ryan full-time for me.
Once you're an escapist, you're always an escapist. Their door's always open, which is, they make you kind of family.
He learned during the year that he was going to be a father.
Compared to a roller coaster, we're just sort of clicking, and we're about to just hands in the air and haul ass to the bottom.
Your priorities get shifted. You're putting meal on the table, all that sort of stuff.
Edgar Medina and Ryan Fugate, we've become really good friends, meeting and talking about our work, what's going on, and we just decided one day, hey, wouldn't it be awesome to do this group show?
You know, in the history of all the Escapists, people are very grateful. People thank us.
My dad is a civil engineer, and we grew up with blueprints in the house.
For our help and working with them. Anita says it very often.
I used to draw little blueprints and thinking I was an engineer, I was going to be an architect. Well, that because I was too much of an artist to be too disciplined on anything.
I made it, but I was the last 10 minutes.
My studio is at Hardy and Ann Street.
There were still some collectors there, and Dr. Dickens, who of course is a huge supporter and our underwriter for the last 2 years with ASAP Allergy. You sniffle, you sneeze, she's there. And she'll be there. Got it? ASAP Allergy.
I had the studio before I even met John, but once John walked in and out like a fire truck, I didn't know what hit me.
And had a special piece.
But it felt like there's more life in the studio. I was trying to organize things by being selective about what I want to show, and he came in and went, why not show everything? Why not show this? Why not show that? Tell people you do 4 different things.
A gift for Ryan and me for our collection. So
I have a fantastic husband. He is my support system for everything, morally, emotionally. And when I mean support, it's if I have to get to work and he knows I'm stressed out about it, he will take care of the kids.
I've known Lauren from law school. We were in law school together.
She and her husband Jeremy were moving from their flat in London to a new place. And there was going to be like a month where their old place sat vacant.
Well, having exhibited and sold and having fans in both London and in the USA.
And I'm like, Lauren, I have an idea. Move all your furniture out, leave all your art, make it look like the sleekest gallery, because you're in London.
I have to say that there is a similarity, there is an analogous common thread in all of the collectors that I have.
Working through it, we turned it into this magical event, party, celebration of her art.
Whether it's man or woman, it's someone who is very appreciative of beauty.
Lauren knows how to get the right crowd, to make an event exclusive.
Because everything I paint is beautiful. And I love to...
You better work.
With Lauren being a distance escapist, when she came back for a huge fun weekend, of course I had to organize a group meeting for when she was here.